Are you stuck in the rat race of either working, prepping for work, or commuting to and from work? As someone who used to work 12-hour shifts, I can totally relate. You walk in the door after work, set all of your things down, and breathe a sigh of relief that the day is finally done. The time has come to throw on the sweats, curl up on the couch, and endlessly scroll through TikTok with Netflix on in the background. Wrong. Now is when the real work begins. So power up and put in a few extra hours of work that your future self will thank you for. We're all busy, but if you can figure out how to more efficiently manage your day, then you can find the time to do the things you want and even use that time to get ahead financially, start a side hustle, or even your own business. In today's video, I'm going to talk about simple habits that I learned to implement that improved my life and happiness overall and also helped set me up for financial success in the long run. The first habit is being intentional about your non-negotiables. And what I mean by this is essentially figure out what your priorities are and then go from there. Maybe you finally want to start that business you've been dreaming of, or you want to be able to afford a better life for you and your family. And since you've found my channel, I'm guessing that one of your goals is likely making more money. Now, once you've determined what your overall goals are, it's really important to sit down and figure out a time frame to actually accomplish these. And I get it. Like I said before, many of us are completely drained by the time we get home. Believe me, I've been there. Maybe your boss was a complete jerk today. You're stressing about a deadline that you might potentially miss, or you just really don't like your job and you end up bringing all of that negative energy home with you. And now maybe all of those non-negotiables that you were thinking about previously don't sound that great anymore. They just sound like more work. But if you can find a way to leave work at work and use your commute home to channel the energy that you have left into what's really important to you, then you'll be all the better for it. And if you can find a way, even after a long day, to just push through and do the hard thing, your future self will likely thank you for it. So again, make sure you're keeping all those non-negotiables, those important future goals, top of mind. Habit number 2, commit to getting uncomfortable for at least 6 months. Nobody ever said that getting where you wanted to go was going to be easy. And very, very few people just happen upon wealth. And unfortunately, this is the very unglamorous side of being financially successful, because there are sacrifices that you'll likely need to make upfront with the intention that they'll pay off in the long run. And this will likely mean working longer hours or coming home from work and going right to work on your potential dream business. And as someone who's built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses from the ground up, I can tell you personally that this beginning phase of business creation is really not glamorous, especially because 1, nobody knows who you even are. 2, you don't have a reputation or any authority in the space that you are potentially trying to enter. And 3, you likely feel like you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. On top of maybe needing to sacrifice a little bit extra time with loved ones, you might also need to rein in your lifestyle simply to reallocate funds to your new business while you get your dream off the ground. And because those first few days, months, and potentially even years in business can be so difficult, can be so mentally and physically taxing, it's important to remember your why and why you're actually doing this. What is your end goal? And to keep up those sacrifices that new business owners all go through for months, if not years, you often need to tie them to a tangible thought or to a tangible goal or outcome, because you really have to understand why you're sacrificing now, because there are so many days where you may feel like throwing in the towel. But if you can think about how you want your life to look 6 months from now, or even 6 years from now, that could be enough to keep you on track for this 6-month period of time. And this may obviously mean having hard conversations with friends and family. You might not be as present as you usually are, but it's important to let them know that you're starting this new business venture. It's really important to you. This is where you see this business idea potentially going and how you think it will pay off in the long run. And if some people don't necessarily support your goal, don't let that weigh on you too heavily, because entrepreneurship, self-employment, and building your own business from the ground up certainly is not for everybody. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. So again, choose your own journey and just go in that direction for 6 months. Habit number 3 is efficiently utilize your time. Sit down and take a good, honest, hard look at your day from the moment you open your eyes in the morning to the moment you fall asleep at night. What time do you wake up? If it's 8:45 a.m. and you dash out the door, then try getting up at 6 a.m. and getting in a few hours of work on your goal before you head into the office. If you take a look at a lot of other people's lives, they either don't work very efficiently or they get their work done very very quickly, and then they don't really do much of anything productive for the rest of the day. So ask yourself what you do during those hours between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. after work, and are they actively getting you closer to achieving your goals? So during that time, map out how you want to spend your time. Maybe that's educating yourself about the direction that you want to move in, and then implement that information into practice, because learning without applying any of those things isn't actually going to get you anywhere. Now, if you spend a lot of time commuting to and from work, that might not be the greatest use of your time. And if possible, maybe look into moving closer to work, or even just consider getting a job closer to where you currently live, because your time is valuable. Time is a non-renewable resource and really the only thing that we can't get back. So think of it as really an investment. If you continued investing in a particular stock or an asset, but you weren't seeing any return, would you keep doing it? And what would really be the motivation for you to do so? So even if during that time you listen to a podcast, or maybe you're on a phone call, you really can't dedicate 100% of your attention to that one thing, to that one goal, and it probably isn't benefiting you as much as if you just sat down uninterrupted to work on something. So make sure that you're trying to take back some of that commuting time so that you can actually do and create things that are going to get you closer to your end goal. And if moving really isn't an option for you right now, then try to find ways to use this to your advantage. So maybe there's a coffee shop on your way home that you can stop and work at. Put your phone on silent and just focus on getting some work done, so that by the time you do get home a few hours later, you can enjoy that time with your family that you've been wanting all day. But I do want to reiterate that while you're dedicating this 6-month period of time to working towards your goal, whatever that may be, that doesn't necessarily have to mean completely cutting out things that you enjoy, or family time, or even healthy habits. It's all about making your time work better for you. So reallocating the time that already exists and making it more efficient for you and your goals and your lifestyle. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering at this point, when am I supposed to be doing all the other things that I actually need to do? Grocery shopping, laundry, all of those things that aren't very fun, but actually need to happen every single week. And of course, if you're watching this video, you probably know that all of those things can have a huge impact and eat away at that time that you have between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. And to be honest, a lot of very high earners simply end up outsourcing most of this because there's just not enough time in the day, and their time is better spent actually making money. So if you can afford to do that, that's always an option. Otherwise, really try to get a lot of these things taken care of during your weekend. So make sure that you're going grocery shopping, meal prep if you want to, really set yourself up for success. Run as many errands as you can and try to get all that laundry done so that you can again focus on working towards your goal during the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. during the work week. Habit number 4 is to reward work with fun. And again, I'm not saying that life has to be all work and absolutely no play, because if you're working 23 hours a day, no matter what you're working towards or for, you are going to be burnt out and you likely won't last that entire 6-month period. So make sure that you are mixing in a few fun things here and there. Maybe one night per week seems reasonable. So make sure that you get all of your work done before you allow yourself to attend that one fun event for the week. And if that type of a reward system seems to work for you, then obviously you can continue doing that and think of that one night out as a sweet treat for yourself. Habit number 5 is learn faster. In a world where college is becoming more and more unaffordable, do yourself a favor and teach yourself a new skill. This could mean finding a Facebook, LinkedIn, or Reddit community of like-minded people. It could also mean finding a case study of people who have been in your shoes, or it could even mean using AI to your advantage. So rather than waiting on college curriculum, have AI create curriculum for you. Now you can even head over to ChatGPT and submit a prompt asking it to give you data and knowledge that can help you accomplish your new skill. But it can also test your competency, which is pretty cool, through quizzes and exams so that you can start putting this new knowledge to work. Think about it. We live in the era of technology, and every single one of us walks around with the knowledge of the world in our pocket. Yet we continue to live and work very inefficiently. So make sure that you're putting in the time to restructure your life, really think about your goals, and obviously put in the time to learn those new skills so that you can get where you want to go. So I hope that these habits that I've talked about today have inspired you to restructure your life, work more efficiently, and set ambitious goals for your future self. So these are all things that have worked for me over the years, like I said before, but I would love to hear in the comment section down below how you guys balance work and life, or work and life and building a business. As always, feel free to follow me on my social channels right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.